sitting in my bedroom because half of my job is done right here at my vanity desk. So I have some makeup brushes here. I got a lot of products sitting over here on my left, and that is because my name is Z and I am a makeup artist. I'm a makeup artist, but I'm also a makeup coach to everyday women. Now, I am born and raised in the city of Memphis, Tennessee, so I attended Christian Brothers University. I graduated with 2 bachelor's degrees, one in English for corporate communications, and then the other one in applied psychology. Now, I majored in English because I didn't like math, and I double majored in applied psychology because I saw another girl do it. And that's because I had no idea what I wanted to do. I started doing makeup kind of as a side hustle, but the more I did it, the more clientele I gained, and I was able to go full-time. So I have been full-time doing what I do for the past 5 years, and it has been amazing. So as an entrepreneur, I get to craft my own schedule, and there's also no ceiling. So I can go as far, I can make as much money as I want because I get to be in control of my destiny. Now, a typical day for me, it just depends. So on the weekends, I'm servicing about, I would say, anywhere from 7 to 12 clients. On the weekend, it could even be more. But during the week, I am on Facebook Live teaching and educating everyday women how to do their own makeup like a pro. In addition, I also spend time working closely with my students. So I have an online school, which is an extension of how I teach. It's called Better Than YouTube University, where I walk everyday women from A to Z on how to do their own makeup like a pro. And you can visit betterthanyt.com to learn more. All right, so that's pretty much what it looks like, but I want to give you a piece of advice. Think about what it is that you really enjoy doing, what it is that really means the most to you, things that you are passionate about. Nobody asked me that. That's why I was a little lost in college. But I want you to think about what you're good at and what you really like to do. And you can always apply a skill at whatever place that you go, as long as you understand your power. What is it that you are great at? Don't think about, does this sound good? Don't think about what your mama wants you to do. Really think about that burning fire and desire. I also want to let you know that it is hard work. Don't think that you can skip the process, because you can't. You may have to work and scrub some toilets. You may have to go work a job you don't want to work until you're able to get to where you want to be. But the power lies within you. All you got to do is tap into it. So that's a little bit about me. You can follow me on Instagram at MakeupByZ, and that's ZII. And I look forward to connecting with you all very soon.
My name is Brittany Koenig. I am a registered nurse. I just finished a travel contract in the COVID ICU. I am specialized in the ICU, and I've been working with COVID since the pandemic started. I went to school at UT Chattanooga. I got my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, which is a BSN. That's a 4-year degree. You can also get your Associate's, which is an ASN. That's a 2-year degree. Both of them allow you to work at the bedside, to work in a clinic. You can work in all different specialties. Your bachelor's would be helpful if you want to go forward and get your master's and become a nurse practitioner, or to become a manager of a unit or a clinic. I think nursing is a great career field. You usually work 12-hour shifts 3 days a week. You can pick up more or pick up less. It's very challenging, but it's also very rewarding. The great thing about nursing is that you can work in a ton of different settings. So I work in the ICU. You could work in the ER. You could work on a med-surg floor. You could work labor and delivery. You can work in a pediatric clinic. You can work on a pediatric floor. You could work in the OR. You can work in the room after the OR, the PACU. It just offers you a lot of different opportunities, a lot of different specialties and different areas to really learn and grow. That's the great thing about nursing. But usually it's a 12-hour shift, hands-on, bedside care is what I do. You just really help take care of patients when they're at their most vulnerable after surgery, or when they're just really sick. And you just help make sure that them and their families are okay and get them through a really hard time. It can be very stressful, it can be very hard, but it's also, like I said, very rewarding. And information that I would give to people who are looking into starting a career or trying to figure out what they want to do, I would say that it's okay to not know what you want to do for the rest of your life. It's a big decision. And so it's one that you don't need to rush into. I would suggest making a list of qualities and characteristics that you like, things that you would want to see in a job, because that's something you're going to do every day, so you need to enjoy it. Write down things that you feel like are important to you and things that you enjoy, and then do some research and really study and try to find out what jobs and what careers offer those things to you, and then figure out what it takes to get there.
Hi, my name is Amber Hewitt Garcia. I work for the Tennessee Department of Education as their Senior Director of Whole Child Comprehensive Planning. And so I work on non-academic supports for students across the state of Tennessee. We have about 1 million K through 12 students. And I specifically work on supporting our Family Resource Center coordinator, our Director of Mental Health, and others through coordinated school health and other non-academic supports on overall strategy. So how did I get here? I've had a variety of jobs. It started with graduation into 2008, where I earned my degrees in journalism and political science from Bradley University. I grew up in Peoria, Illinois. Now live in Memphis. I graduated in 2008, so if you are close to graduating, you may be in a similar economic situation of that. I graduated into one of the worst recessions in our country's history. So about 6 months before I earned my degree, the housing market collapsed. When I graduated, it was about a 6 or 7% unemployment rate. And so there were just not a lot of jobs. I decided to go directly to graduate school. So I earned my master's degree in public administration. I was lucky enough to get accepted to some pretty competitive fellowships, working for the Illinois Senate Democrats, worked for the Department of Public Health full-time, and then landed my first job for the governor of Illinois and managed his K through 12 budget. And, you know, I had the skill to look at a budget, sort of make decisions and recommendations. Didn't really feel like I knew how my decisions were impacting families, kids, teachers, and I joined Teach for America. I moved to Memphis in 2011. I taught third grade 2011, 12, 13, and after that managed large-scale operations for a teacher training program, and then went into fundraising for the last 5 years. Along the way, have definitely done a lot of advocacy work, local politics, and also health advocacy. And then worked for our county mayor, Lee Harris, last year, and then accepted the job with the Tennessee Department of Education less than a year ago. So it's been a pretty varied path. The advice that I would give to any of you who are thinking about, you know, what's next, is not to think about what do you want to be. I think that the way that we frame who we are post high school is thinking about what problems do you want to solve, how do you want to solve them, and what do you need to learn in order to solve them in that way. So if you're making the decision about what to do next, think about what skills will it give you in order to do that. For me, college was a lot about, and yes, there were definitely concrete concepts and things that I apply in my everyday work, but it largely taught me how to think, and think strategically. So I would say, think about the problems you want to solve, and then, and as a piece of advice in your career and anything that you want to get more involved in, is to build a really strong network. You meet a presenter, or you even see a YouTube video you really like, reach out to them, like build a network. Never be afraid to say, hey, here's what I would love to learn from you, or can I take you to coffee and I have 5 questions I'd love to ask you. I think really don't underestimate the power of relationships. And I think when it comes to building a career, often the things that I've ended up doing, and I know a lot of people end up doing, are some of the best jobs come out of conversations. You don't realize that there's a need until you have a conversation. And so always position yourself to be that person if that's the problem that you want to solve. So thanks for letting me be part of your virtual career day. Ms. Thornton has my email address. You're welcome to reach out to me, but my email is amberhewittgarcia@gmail.com. If you have any questions about anything you heard, I'd be happy to set up a time to talk. So it's that last name is HUETTGARCIA@gmail. So amberhewittgarcia@gmail.com if any of you have any questions. But I hope you all have a great rest of the year and hang in there.
Hi, my name is Brittany. I am a news producer at ABC7 here in Chicago. I went to the University of Memphis and got my bachelor's degree in journalism and strategic media. A typical day for me, it really varies. Sometimes I work during the day, sometimes I work overnight, but essentially my job is everything that you see on air. So whether that's video being cut, a full screen, the script that the anchor is reading, I'm behind the scenes, cutting the VO, writing down the script, researching the topics that the anchors will be talking about in the newscast. And then when we go on air, I'm the one in the booth, cueing the reporters, talking to the meteorologist, talking to the director, and just being that, liaison between people. And so that's the responsibilities that I carry in like a short sum. My advice to you guys as y'all move to whatever transition y'all want to do is that whether you know what you're going to do right now or, if you're still unsure, just keep working and doing something every single day, whether it's making a new connection, whether it's getting one step closer to, starting your business, whether it's going to college and doing all of your schoolwork or going to a trade school and working really hard every day to master that craft. I was lucky enough to find my passion in college, but I do know that, it's not for everyone. And so whatever you choose to do, just take the good days and the, productive and fruitful days with the days that will be hard and the days that will be, a little defeating, but at the same time, they will merge together to make this one beautiful career or this one beautiful life for you, and it will all work out and fall into place as long as you work hard.